Damage, issue number 1 from DC Comics. Uh, what should I say other than the fact that this is basically DC's answer to the Incredible Hulks, and they actually do a pretty good job at it. How sad is that? How sad is it that we got into a point where DC does a better Hulk comic than Marvel? uh, so, I have no idea who Damage is. I don't know if he's like a new character or not. I could have sworn I heard of him before, but the version I heard of him, I think he was like related to what's his face? Is it Adam? I think it was Adam. Like he was like his sidekick, or was he like his son or something? But that version I think had like projectiles. I'm like just trying to draw from memory, and I've mentioned it in previous videos, but I'm like pretty still new to DC. Mostly all my knowledge just comes from Rebirth and like the cartoons. But I think that was Damage, right? Original Damage. He was with Captain Adam. So yeah, this is like I think a completely different character with the same name. But yeah, it's basically Hulk mixed with Solomon Grundy. You throw those two together, and then you get Damage. I kind of noticed that this comic kind of has like a mixed match of some characters, which we will see later on. There's also a ad for the Terrifics, which I'm kind of interested in checking out just because of Plastic Man. Plastic Man is awesome. So yeah, we start with basically our main character, Ethan, and he is transforming into Damage, and I guess he hears voices in his head. I'm assuming it's like the Damage character has its own character within him, kind of like the demon in Jason Blood, I'm guessing, because we hear like a voice, say, "Let loose, Ethan. Their chains won't hold you. Nothing can. It's how they made you." And as this is going on, he's like transforming into Damage, and we get a timer with 1 hour, and basically Damage is the Incredible Hulk meets Solomon Grundy, but he's on a 1 hour timer. He can only stay in his transformed state for an hour, and then he transforms back into Ethan. Throughout the comic, we're going to have like the little timer as he goes on his rampage. But yeah, I don't really know how this review is going to go, because a lot of this comic is basically just Ethan, aka Damage, going on a rampage. Like he's just going around destroying buildings and stuff like that. There's really not much else that kind of happens. But I mean, I enjoyed it because one, it's a lot of action, and two, it's basically it's a setup comic. It's just to get the premise going, So I'm always willing to forgive the first issue if it doesn't have a lot of stuff going on, because I always see the first issues as just setting down the groundwork, and then the next issue will build off of that. But for a first issue, I thought this was pretty good. I feel like I'm already ending the the review when I've just kind of started. But yeah, so Ethan is basically going on a rampage, though his rampage is more of just him like strolling through the the city as the military shoots at him. Like the military is actually causing more damage than he does. Like the worst that he does is he kind of destroys the pavement and then he flips a car over. That's kind of it. So I don't know. I thought that was kind of funny. It's like the military is like calling him a monster and all that stuff. It's like they're the ones shooting tanks into like populated areas. Like they're doing more damage than he is. I don't know. I thought that was kind of funny. But yeah, we get this dude in a I don't want to say a mech suit, kind of basically like an old school Iron Man suit, like the one that he kind of had. Actually, not the old school Iron Man suit, the Hulk Iron Man suit that he had in the movie. We get like one of those, and it's basically this one soldier who's super pissed off because he wanted to be Damage, because I guess Ethan is one of those where I don't want to say he's a pacifist, but he's not really prone to violence, while I guess this guy kind of is. Like this guy's like, I'm willing to do whatever it takes, unlike you, kind of thing. So yeah, he's like super pissed off because he wants to be Damage. So then we basically get a fight between bootleg Iron Man and Solomon Hulk. And I gotta say, man, the artwork on this is freaking fantastic. Give me a second. I gotta see who does the art for this. So the art is by, well, it just says inker and colorist. It doesn't say who the art. I'm assuming inker is probably the, unless it's one of the storytellers. So storyteller is Tony Daniel and Robert Venditti. I heard that name before. Robert Venditti. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. Inker is Danny Miki, and colorist is oh man, I'm not gonna be able to pronounce this correctly. Tomiyu Mori. Either way, these guys did a fantastic job. Like the story, I like the story. I'm definitely going to be checking out future issues. The art is amazing, in my opinion. The coloring is great. Inking is great. So all these guys should pat themselves on the back because they did a fantastic job. But yeah, back to the comic. So we get a pretty cool but very short battle scene between the mech dude and Damage, and it ends with, of course, Damage winning. And Damage picks up a rock and he's like gonna bash the soldier to death, but then he kind of drops it because that's not the kind of guy he is. So yeah, he just basically walks away and just continues to flip some more cars. And I thought this was kind of funny. Okay, so he causes all this chaos, even though the military kind of prompts all the chaos to begin with. But anyways, he he flips over cars and all that stuff, and then he just kind of hides in an alley. I don't know. I thought that was kind of hilarious, just because it's like, I don't know, like you would think that it would be very hard for someone to cause all this ruckus and to be like this size, and then they just kind of walk into an alleyway and then they're gone, like they're hidden, like people lose track of where they went. But yeah, he basically just he goes into the alleyway to hide, and then we cut to the next mashup. Basically, Amanda Waller meets Nick Fury. That's exactly who this lady reminds me of. She's basically like female Nick Fury with a tiny touch of Amanda Waller, but mostly just a gender bent Nick Fury. This is basically just like DC being like, your Hulk sucks, we can do it better. Your Nick Fury sucks, we can do him better. And actually pulling it off. But yeah, bootleg gender bent Nick Fury is trying to track down bootleg Incredible Hulk. I almost said Hulk Hogan. That'd be, you know what? I would actually buy that comic if we had Hulk Hogan going on a citywide rampage. The military, he's like trying to stop him. But he's like, you're not gonna stop me, brothers, because Hulkamania is going wild. That would make for a good comic. But yeah, we kind of get the mannish drawing for this woman, but at least it's better than Marvel's attempts, because even though she looks kind of mannish, there are some feminine aspects. Like at least, her face is a little bit, like she doesn't have the complete square jaw, even though that is kind of masculine. I mean, at least she has the feminine eyes, the feminine mouth. So even though she's kind of masculinized, you can easily tell that this is a woman. So I guess props for that. But yeah, they're basically at the crash site because Damage went ape. You know what? I can cuss now because I'm going to be demonetized anyways. Damage went ape shit in a helicopter. Like they had Ethan strapped in a helicopter in the beginning, and then Damage just went loose and broke out of his straps, and basically the helicopter blew up during the escape. So we do have a dead. We have a casualty. One of the pilots is dead. And I thought this was kind of cool. Basically, they're bagging the body, and one of the people says, we recovered the pilot, Colonel. And then the bootleg Nick Fury basically says, John Nickel. His name was Captain John Nickel from Chickasha, Oklahoma. Ace Flying John. You brought Stork One down in a park in the dead of night. How you managed to keep her out of downtown, I'll never know. Must have fought like hell, but a wounded bird only flies so far. I want you to know that none of this is your fault, John. It's mine. So, I don't know, I kind of like that. Like, I kind of like how they humanize this character. Like, this character actually gives a shit about the people under her command, you know, being killed. Like she's not just kind of like, you know, whatever. Like she actually cares. And I thought, okay, that's good. I humanized this character. This is why I never cared for Amanda Waller. It's because she kind of always just came across as a caricature. I'm pretty sure there might be some issues out there where she actually like dehumanize her and actually make her seem like more than just a cardboard cutout archetype. But yeah, I like that. And then, of course, speaking of Amanda Waller, we get Amanda Waller and the Suicide Squad. Well, I guess they're called Task Force XL. And speaking of Solomon Grundy, we get him. I don't care for this Harley Quinn. To be honest, I'm not a fan of the new Harley Quinn. Never really have been. That's the one thing I really like about Batman White Knight is the. I like both of the Harley Quinns there. I like what Sean Gordon Murphy did with Harley, where he brought back classic Harley, but then he also tweaked, quote unquote, new Harley and made her into like a neo Joker, and her backstory of how she became, you know, involved with Joker and all that stuff is kind of cool too. But yeah, basically, Amanda Waller is gonna take control of tracking down Ethan, aka Damage, and then we cut to Ethan lying in a pile of garbage, and he has transformed back into his human body, and he's like, you know, we don't have to be their monster. And that's how it ends. So yeah, that was the first issue of Damage. Like I said, I really enjoy this. So yeah, I was trying to see if this was a miniseries or not, but it doesn't say anywhere on the cover. And then in the credit splash page, it just says DC proudly presents Out of Control Part 1. So it looks like this is going to be an ongoing series. I'm hoping so, because I like I said, I mean, it's just the first issue, so who knows? But I actually really enjoyed this issue. So yeah, that's Damage issue number 1. Like I said earlier, how crazy is it, and how sad is it that DC is doing a better job of putting out a Incredible Hulk issue than Marvel is. DC is doing a better job at Hulk than Marvel. That's how far has Marvel fallen for that to happen. But yeah, anyone out there who likes Incredible Hulk, I highly recommend getting Damage. Anyone who, even if you don't like Incredible Hulk, but you're just looking for something new, I highly recommend Damage. At least so far. I mean, like I said, it's just the first issue. It could get a lot worse, but so far they have my attention, and I really want to see where this goes. I'm definitely going to be putting this issue on my pull list. So yeah, Damage issue number 1. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys all next time. Later.